Okay, so back to Mr. Quest. We are against Pazuzu, the fiendish guardian of the wind crystal. Your net acted up and you couldn't connect to chat for a bit. Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, there's just someone chilling up here. Hey, what's up? Are you Norma? I was afraid that no one find me, but now I can go home. Your dad's waiting for you. You were literally like 20 feet from the door. You said that I was better off because I didn't have to finish Elden Ring. True? Why did Norma get stuck? Norma has no reason to have been stuck. Norma was literally there was no monsters, nothing. It's just literally walk in an L shape to the door. And Norma couldn't do that. Maybe she's too young to spell. Maybe she doesn't know what an L shape is. Either way, that was ridiculous. Come on, Garuda. It's interesting because these are actually like old flashback Garudas. Like Garuda, how it appeared in Final Fantasy III. Oh, there's some swelling. Minor swelling. I do think it's funny that blind just essentially means you turn around. Aha! I was waiting for you, little beasts. What the? So if we call them beholders, and they're giant eyeballs with little stalks and tentacle things. But they don't have a mouth. Is that enough to make them not get sued? I guess. He just disappeared right after saying that. He was scared of me, my raw charisma. And we're going up the stairs, and we're going up some stairs, and... How big is this tower that we're going up these stairs? And it's pretty much just a straight shot. Yeah, the same train of thought. How are they not getting sued by Wizards of the Coast? Well, for one, it wasn't Wizards of the Coast at this point when this game came out. It was TSR, which isn't exactly better since TSR had more of a reputation for suing people. But I'm guessing it's just the mouth. Like, it's called a beholder. It has several features of a beholder, but it doesn't have, like, the identical look of a beholder. Like, it doesn't have the mouth full of teeth. and the stocky things are on the bottom instead of the top. You didn't know they weren't with WotC from the start? No, yeah, they were owned by a company called TSR until I want to say the late 1990s, early 2000s. When a string of terrible decisions led TSR to essentially close up shop, and so they sold off the D&D property to Wizards of the Coast, who then went and took it and made 3rd edition. But TSR was way more litigious. In fact, that was a big problem with theirs back in the day. They had a terrible reputation for just going and like suing everybody and everyone for... Huh. Manticore, but without the E at the end. I'm gonna call you Manticore. Yeah, there we go. Manticore, no E? Stop using Earthquake. Jeez, you just know all sorts of different spells, don't you? Let's see. And I want seed. Not yet, at least. Can I actually grab those at all? No. I have to be, like, slightly at the 2.5 floor mark to get those. So, is everything in here going to be weak to wind because it's in the wind place? Oh, no. Oh! This didn't go well at all. So spells just probably avoid with these guys just in general. Oh, see, they don't have eye stalks, they have pseudopods. Oh. I guess that would be the other reason, is that they're not getting sued, is their tentacles don't have other eyeballs at the end of them. I cast Holy Magic? Or excuse me, White. That's not great. About figuring out what spells work. So Meteor is an Earth type attack? That's news to me. Can you cure yourself now, please? Thank you. Oh, Meteor just wipes him out. Where's this? Was he just okay? So it's just no spells, not on these guys. Well, actually, put a spell on yourself. Get rid of the blindness. We could really use the accuracy at this point. They're still rocks, you guess? I mean, they are. I mean, it is technically raining down Earth. I mean, if you wanted... if you wanted to associate Meteor with any of the 4 elements, I guess that would be the one. This game does have kind of a weird logic with the elements, though. Oh, jeez. Battle, spell... life? Like, why do what would you attack flying monsters with? Like birds and things like that. You'd think, well, they're flying, so they're clearly air type, so you would hit them with rocks, right? That would be what they're weak against. No! They're weak to wind. Because they're flying. So if it flies, and they get knocked around by the wind, they fall down and get hurt, you know? Oh look, dying killed Kaylee's blindness. How does that work? Oh. Spell, Kaylee, give me life. Oh, I just forget I could jump. It doesn't have to be like a ledge or anything. I just jump wherever I want. It's according to science. Have you ever flown while there was turbulence? I have, actually. When there was some really bad turbulence and my mother was freaking out. But no, it totally makes sense in like a realistic sense of way. Like, if you're going for realism, like what would it actually make sense in the real world? Yeah, no, wind on against a bird or something to knock it out of the air makes total sense. Doesn't make a lick of sense in terms of RPG logic, though. Like, no, you have to use the opposing element to beat it, right? But not in Final Fantasy Mystic Quest. Which is fine, because that whole thing wouldn't make sense until you get to Final Fantasy X later on anyway. When Watera and Wateraga become actual things. because I have long pondered on the strange relationship between fire, ice, and lightning in these games. And at first I always thought, oh, well, it's got to be like a rock, paper, scissors thing, because there's 3 of them, right? Like water beats lightning, lightning beats fire, and fire beats ice, or something. No, that's not how that works. Usually in these games, fire beats ice, ice beats fire, and lightning is just kind of there. I feel like I should actually be going around and exploring some of these floors besides going all the way to the top. Like, there was a whole section on the 2nd floor that we just kind of walked past. And on the upside, since this is Mystic Quest, we don't have to worry about random tower battles to get back down. Because we already beat all those guys. I know how to deal with you. Chimeras are super weak to meteor. I guess earth magic in this case. Which, considering it uses quake, I don't know. Of course earth magic hurts it. It's on the ground. Stop blinding people. I like how they have to blind her because I can't be blinded. Oh, she's dead. What are you guys doing? Oh, there's a bunch of chests in here. That's why. If I fight this manticore, I should be able to get both of the chests without having to fight anyone else. So let's see, they have wings. So, arrow. Let's try arrow. Let's see if this does it. I mean, it does damage. Not much. Can't carry any more explosives and can't carry more explosives. Well, that was useful. What is the point of that? Can I, like, get on the other side and... No, it's definitely not close enough that I can do it from the other side. Well, we'll go back to the 3rd floor. And see what else we can explore there. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to get over the fact that he just has a headless horse to go along with his headless... He just caused his headless horse to respawn. Impressive. Will you just cast Cure on yourself? Oh, you're auto-fighting. Apparently accidentally put Kaylee on auto. It was causing her to spam... No. Give me manual control over here before she uses up all her spell slots. Just because she's under 50% health does not mean she has to be spamming a Cure. This isn't WoW. Okay, so these guys are interesting. They have hoods on so you can't see their faces, but you can see their beards and eyebrows. This game uses spell slots like D&D? Yeah, this uses the old school Vankian system. Sort of. I mean, if you look, you have white magic left 27, black magic left 13, wizard magic left 2. So for each of these types of magic, I can only cast it a certain amount of times. Or slots, if you will. The number goes up as I level up, but... I found you, Birdman. Wait, okay, so this doesn't... There's another half floor up there that I can't get to. Same with that one. You can't catch me. Huh? Wasn't there something about, like, you have to use the axe to disable the floors? I just find this weird because it's like there's a whole bunch of, like, extra area that I can't get to. Which I can only leads me to assume the fact that you go all the way up to the top and then come back down somehow. Oh. Hmm. Oh yeah, you come back to life after you die in the fight, after the fight, so it's... You never have to have an item that, like, Phoenix down to bring you back, luckily. Stop that! Luckily, since I did those 2 battlefields between streams on this, I was able to get a few more levels. So now I'm level 30 and Kaylee's level 31. And I'm probably going to hit 31, maybe even 32 during this dungeon. One of us is gonna die. Barely! I have 24 hit points left. We can do this. No, that's too far to jump across. Let's fight some wizards. As a sentence only makes sense in context. Jeez. Just automatically heals back up every time you hit him. There. No! No, just heal himself back up. Giving monsters the ability to heal is one of the cruelest things I've ever seen. That doesn't happen in D&D. I've never seen a monster heal itself up. Heck, most of the pre-written casters don't even come with, like, healing word or anything prepared as monsters. Do you think they would? This must be the top floor? Now there's clouds. Yeah, how dare they? Yeah! Only we are allowed to heal. Oh, I should have healed before this fight. Uh-oh. Let's get the beholder out of the way, since probably the more annoying of the 2 enemies in this fight. As long as I don't miss, I can usually handle. The wizards, because once I get them down, like if I can 2-hit bring it down, then I can usually kill them before they heal themselves. But otherwise, they heal themselves up as their next action. Let me try something here. Kaylee attacks with arrow. Does it do anything? Sorcerer is weak against wind. Why? Because it's floating. Why is Chimera weak against wind? I could not tell you. Stop turning me into a snowman. Yeah, this is not a more practical solution by any means. What I should have done is just attacked with arrow on a single target. Have them each single target arrow on one of the wizards. Hey, Gold Saucer! How's it going? My clown's back in the vents again. Let's see how this stratagem works out any better. It's going? Good, good. That is the best form of movement. Why is there just a hook here? FNAF, but it's Kefka? Oh man, that would be insane to play. Like a version of Five Nights at Freddy's, but it's all Final Fantasy villains. Five Nights at Final Fantasy. Something like that. You remember playing this as a kid? Had some fun. Great introduction to RPGs. It is, but like we were talking about earlier, there's some weird quirks that, like, if you're familiar with RPGs at all, like, it ends up becoming more of a problem. Like, elemental weaknesses. If you've played other RPGs, your first instinct is to go, hey, opposites, right? You know, you have air, I use earth. But, it doesn't work that way in this game. Right. I have a hook. Let me go across. That's all I want. I just want to go across. It's weird, but it's pretty linear at least. Very true. So much so that I'm trying to figure out why I got so lost in this as a kid. I did get lost in this as a kid. And I'm not sure why. Seeing the enemies was nice. You got a lot confused as a kid too? Yeah, and I'm just trying to think, like, this game is not very confusing. Where did I get so lost? Then again, as a kid, I also had a strangely hard time with games that weren't like Mario, Zelda, or actual, like, Final Fantasy. Like, you had to be built on one of those three formulas in some way for me to actually wrap my head around it as a kid. Like, you sit there, what about Metroid? Well, Metroid was Zelda plus Mario. If anyone is actually in contact with Mr. Shigeru Miyamoto, please don't tell him I said that. He would probably have a death squad at my door. Because he just seems like the type of dude who's sitting there going like, yes, yes, we're friends and everything's good and oh ho ho, I like making children have fun. Ha 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 ha. Take him out. I don't know, I just get that feeling from him. I mean, there's a reason why Satoshi Tajiri modeled Gary in the original Pokemon after Shigeru Miyamoto. I'm just saying. Stop freaking healing yourself. He's gonna heal himself. Someone's gonna heal him. Why don't you heal yourself? Okay. Can't see if there's anything down here. Spells. Let's unleash fire. And hope the beholder doesn't kill me. The head doomerang? Oh. Well, that was terrible. Now I'm gonna die. Can I run away, please? Actually, I don't want to run away because I'll lose all of my like spell uses, everything. Whereas if I die and start over, I get all that back, I think. Yep, there we go. No. But thou must give up. Yeah, see, I get my spells back if I start over. Get the stupid giant eyeball out of here first. Okay, you gotta attack him. Please don't attack her. She might die soon. What? Dang, healing spells? Again with the monsters healing themselves in this place. See, it's almost like a reaction. Like, it doesn't wait till its turn, even if it gets a turn. It just happens and it gets to heal. Maybe it does get a turn. I'm not 100% sure. Hey, I found some cure potions. Snake people! You're still in a dream, 'cause they're snake people. They really wanted to make sure I was asleep. Oh, this isn't gonna be good. Oh good, I snapped out of confusion. I will hand it to the enemy AI in this. It's surprisingly not completely stupid for a game like this. Like, they know not to target the thing that they've put to sleep. Wait, what? Oh, that's because I have a bomb selected. So do I get different speeds with different weapons? I'm kind of curious. No. Because they're still healing themselves. Chest. I got flare. Yes. What is flare? Strong against confusion, strong against sleep, not so strong against instant kill. You're weak to all of those? I suppose if I had to set my resistances at something, I'd have a conditional resistance that I'm weak to sleep when the sun is up, but I am resistant to sleep when the sun is down. Aha! I flipped the switch. I don't know what that does. It might have been a glitch at character creation or a debuff you pick up along the way. I like the idea that the glitch at character creation gives you terrible stats. There are no good glitches at character creation. I guess the fact that I have glasses means I probably am at least partially vulnerable to blind. Unfortunately, I do not have immunity to instant death. Wouldn't that be just great? Sure, you're driving pretty recklessly in your car. Yeah, but I have 100% immunity to instant death. At that point, it's someone else's problem. Hey, Kefka gets me. Your character creation decided to make wisdom and charisma a dump stat. Oof. Definitely charisma on mine. Got to be a dump stat. I'm sad to say. Dexterity is definitely not a great one for me. Suppose I would have a pretty good stat set to be an artificer if I needed it. You wouldn't say so? I'm with Siri. That's true. But that was luck more than anything, I will say. That definitely wasn't due to my charisma. Would you say I got with you because of my charisma? Okay, she gave me a thumbs up on that. I don't know. Matilda says hi. She waved. She's over on the sofa. She's sick. Kefka is a very unique villain. That he is. And Kefka is probably one of my favorite villains in the entire Final Fantasy series. Like, this doesn't go anywhere, does it? I mean, to be fair, though, I mean... the villains in the series pre-Kefka are not exactly the most iconic things in the world. Let's say before Kefka, you had a very angry tree. You had your half-brother being controlled by a giant blob of hate in the center of the moon. You had a guy who just was very angry that he didn't get more of an inheritance from his pseudo-father, so he decided to destroy the planet. I would argue the villain in Final Fantasy II is the plot. I mean, I don't know what you would say to that. I mean, the whole point of the majority of that game is spent doing things in the story to find out that there was no point in doing them. And then Final Fantasy I, you have Chaos, who's creating a time loop. He's probably the most iconic one pre-Kefka. And recently, with Stranger of Paradise, Chaos has entered meme status, so... Which Siri well for you? The tailed wishes you could get better. Also, what would be an okay time for a storytime redeem? Anytime! We're running around a tower killing monsters. Plot is not occurring at this point, so that's a good time. Just grinding our way through these monsters, trying to figure out the puzzle of the tower. Okay, so this goes down. Story time, Redeem. You want to know how Siri and I met? So, the story between Siri and I is really not the most elaborate thing, honestly. It's actually surprisingly simplistic in the long run. We first met through a D&D game I was running. Essentially, Siri was in a rough part of her life. I'm not going to go into too many details about that. That's not my story to tell. But she was in a rough patch. And she was encouraged to get out and get to know people. So she did this by joining up with various tabletop gaming groups. So she joined a couple of those, one of which happened to be mine. I had started a 4th edition D&D campaign about a year or two prior to meeting her, and we had been a fairly small group just running around, just like 3 or 4 people. And it was a good time. But then Siri joined up. She shot me an email. And, you know, it's like, can I join your game? Are you still looking for people? So, oh, we're always open for people. We haven't hit our maximum at the table yet. So I messaged her back and... Man. Okay, so she showed up for the first game. The first game being essentially just her sitting in on the session. She didn't have to play the first one and everything like that, because generally I want people to get a feel for my games before I have them join. So, like, what is it like to be at the table? So she came and chilled. But she showed up at the door, and I opened it and saw her. She was standing there, D&D book in hand, dice in her pocket. She was wearing a Kingdom Hearts Organization 13 hoodie. And immediately, like, just seeing her stand there, just like... Organization 13 hoodie, D&D book in hand. Her hair was done up pretty cute and everything. And then I fell in love. I would argue that there was definitely a bit of the whole love at first sight thing with it. Like, at first, all I knew really at that point, the only thing I committed to at that point was, I want to get to know this person better. I definitely want to know this person. I want to hang out with them. I want to have fun with them. I want to just chill and have a good time. If it goes further than that, that's even better. But I wanted this person in my life. So she come and she joined the game. She played for a while and she started doing things like she started hanging out after game and chatting with me. Getting to know me a little bit better. We found out that we were both playing through Mass Effect 3, which had just recently come out. So we started chatting about Mass Effect 3 and just having a really just good conversation. Great conversation about Mass Effect. And slowly by slowly, we just kind of doing that more and more, just hanging out and stuff. I'd go over to her place, she'd play video games, and I'd just hang out and chill, and vice versa. Ultimately, invited her to a pub quiz with a few friends of mine, nice social gathering where we all could get together, and, you know, not a huge bunch of pressure on her. She brought a friend of hers who was in town. I remember sitting there, like, afterwards, sitting there with my friends, just standing around after she left with her friend, and I'm just going like, am I reading too much into this, or was that just like the friend check? Like, was this just to get the okay from the friend about me? And all my friends were just kind of like, yeah, I think that's what that was. I'm not 100% sure if it ever was or not, but that's what the whole, like, it felt like to me and everything like that. So ultimately, when it came down to it, later that year, right around the 4th of July, Siri invited me over. You didn't know the friend check was a thing? Yeah, it's usually just like, you know, I feel one way about this, but I want to make sure I'm not making a bad decision, so I'm bringing in a trusted third party to go over the situation and give a thumbs up, thumbs down type on the situation. Oh, this is bad. I might die here. So we hung out on the 4th of July, which for those who are international and everything like that, it's you know, big holiday. Everyone has it off work and everything. We hung out and watched, instead of doing fireworks or anything like that, we just hung out in her place and watched like Doctor Who and stuff. It was great. We snuggled up and we actually kind of got together that day. And that was our first official, like, we are officially dating kind of moment. It was great. I enjoyed it. We kind of just, she kind of looked at me. She's like, "Do you mind if I snuggle up in your arms?" I'm like, I'm great with that. Yeah, absolutely. Just things got went better from there. I'm not saying like the whole thing hasn't had like its ups and downs. We're rough patches. We're both not entirely like psychologically stable individuals. We both have our assortment of mental illnesses. But you know what? We get through that. We stick with it. We got our hands on it. And then we kept playing through D&D and stuff like that. She stayed all the way through my 4th edition campaign, all the way to max level. She helped rewrite the universe, became a god, all sorts of different stuff. And it was at one of those sessions that I had written a letter to her, and then I put it in cipher. Like, I swapped together the letters, I put some clues in the corners of the paper and everything like that. I thought it was clever because it's at D&D. I put the letter in the cipher and everything, and I folded it up, and I gave it to her at the beginning of session. I'm just like, here, for you to think on. Before game had started, like minutes, she had figured out at least some parts of the cipher and figured out some of it. Especially the last line of it, which is the first thing she translated. Instead of the huge bulk of text, she got the last line, which she got right away. And she looks up to me and she goes, "Are you serious?" And I point down, she looks at it, she translated it. "Will you marry me?" And I said, "I am serious." And then she went on to translate the rest of the letter, which was very poetic and had a lot of feelings about wanting to be together and seeing the rest of our lives spend together and everything like that. I just thought it funny that she got the important part first and then like all the flowery language after. So that's how we got engaged. And then a while after that, we had a Kingdom Hearts themed wedding and went to Disney World for a week. You have a word for when you feel real giddy about two people getting together and you're feeling that right now? That's kind of cool that you have a word for that. We don't have a word for nothing here. Like, all the best words that we have are like, what about a word for, like, when you feel real good about someone else getting hurt because it's not you? Oh yeah, we have a word for that. It's schadenfreude. No, the Germans have a word for that. We just took it. The word is killig? Am I saying it right? Killig? Yeah, happy to tell the story. I love that story because it's some of the happiest moments of my life right there. Oh, I did hit 32. There you go. And suddenly we're fighting devils. Just weird. I don't know where these guys came from. Were we like on opposite, like half levels or something? I don't recognize this on the map at all. Like that first one, we were like, oh yeah, we're you know. See, they're weak against wind because they fly. I'm starting to put together the logic here. It's not the most intuitive thing, but I'm putting it together. Ooh, another red chest. I'm gonna need that. So I have to fight 2. But I don't have to fight more than 2 to get the chest. I'm wondering what is in this chest, because there's only a few upgrades left. I think I've got every spell. Oh, I got Excalibur. Just hanging out in a tower being guarded by Pazuzu. And unlike every other game where you get in the Final Fantasy series where you get Excalibur, there are no further upgrades. I always thought that was funny, how you always find it's like, oh, you found the ultimate weapon, you pieced together like all the different clues and found the hidden, forbidden thing in the hardest dungeons, and here, assemble your ultimate weapon. That will be replaced by something you find in the final dungeon. Because it is. It almost always has been. Like, there's always a better weapon than the ultimate weapons in the final dungeon. The only exception I can really think of is, like, maybe, like, 4? Where the ultimate weapons are in the final dungeon? Did I reset that? No. So, essentially, I'm closing up the floors, I guess, in the elevators? There's something better than ultimate weapon in 7? That entirely depends in 7. 7's one of those weird ones where there's not a better weapon necessarily stat-wise, but depending on what you're accomplishing, the ultimate weapons don't have materia growth. Which means no matter what materia you put in those weapons, they're not going to ever gain any AP or anything like that. I think I'm dead. Yep. So, in some regards, like, the Ragnarok, which is usually regarded as the second best weapon you can get, is in some ways better because you can still level up your materia with it. And I think Ragnarok actually has better magic stats than the ultimate weapon. So if Cloud is like, and then of course the other thing is the ultimate weapons only have a unique effect where their damage formula is based off of certain things. What the heck? Can I not? Oh. I'm using heal on her, not life. No, that's why she keeps staying down. But like, Cloud's is based on his weapon. His ultimate weapon will do more damage if he is closer to full HP. Or Barrett's weapon will do more damage depending on how many materia Barrett has equipped. So if you can't meet the requirements to gain the most out of the ultimate weapons, they actually might not be the best weapons for you to be using at that time. Because if Cloud's perpetually at low health and taking a lot of hits and stuff like that, Ragnarok might actually outdamage it in many ways. And that goes with everybody's ultimate weapon. They all have their own unique quirks. Like, some do only better when they're at low HP. You know, fun addendum to that story about the, about me and Siri. I'd never seen Doctor Who before her. She's the one who introduced me to Doctor Who. Like, entirely. I was somewhat familiar with Star Trek. She showed me all of Star Trek, and I am a better person for it, I will say that. I'm glad I watched it. But I was at least aware of Star Trek beforehand. I had never seen a single freaking minute of Doctor Who before her. Come on, hit. Fine, we'll attack him. Just keep healing yourself, dang it. You're driving me nuts with this. He's dead. Yeah, just heal yourself back up, buddy. There he goes again. And it wouldn't be nearly as bad if it wasn't for the fact that he's constantly healing himself too full. Doctor Who from the seasons you've seen was great. I love it. Like, especially like, Siri does not a big fan of the ones that are kind of like rubber suit monsters, silly kind of stuff. I eat that stuff up. But I also really like the dramatic stuff. So there's really was not. I mean, there's Doctor Who I prefer, but there's no Doctor Who I don't like. Oh boy. Well, this will be fun. Oh, I woke up finally. And now I go back to sleep. So when Lamia are weak, do they turn into snakes? Like just regular snakes? Is this a thing? Like, I'm honestly not sure. So the sword, Excalibur, does not really do... I mean, it does about 100 damage more than the giant's axe. Which, unfortunately, for this game, just means... not much. I mean, unless something falls in that, like, it has just over, like, 700 hit points. I'm still taking 2 swings to defeat everything. Okay, there's Pazuzu. No, don't... I should have taken him out first, just so he doesn't blind. So at this point, blind is the biggest annoyance there is. Destroys your accuracy. And since these guys can heal up to full after every turn, if I don't take them out in one round... then I'm at the mercy of, like, RNG to see if he... Aha! These guys, however, I can deal with magic. Let's see, I don't even know if the Lamia can deal with weak against wind. The Lamia are also weak against wind. Why are Lamia weak against wind? I don't know. Sleep. That should wake him up, though. I always wonder, like, what the full extent... I know I was talking about this last time, and I was like, I wonder about the full extent of, like, status effects in this. I was talking about those Final Fantasy VIII. I was just kind of like... Does sleep have any sort of effect where, like, it lowers your evasion to 0 or something? You think it would? Does blind only give you half your defense? Because you can't block efficiently when... Oh, this is bad. Actually, this is working out surprisingly well. I don't know why. I'm suspicious. Okay, there's something up there. Wait, I've been here before. That makes sense. Yeah. And that's why I always thought about, like, whenever I get around to eventually making my RPG Maker game, one of the big things I want to make sure I do is, like, have status effects do more than just take away a turn. Like, it's like, in that case, like, what's the difference between stun, paralyzed, and sleep? Like, the only difference there becomes, like, the fact is, like, well, they end in different situations. Like, sleep ends when you take damage. Like, oh, great, okay, so that's... You get hit once, and that's it. Does anything happen with that hit? I like the idea of, like, fire damage, making it so you're more susceptible to certain things. Or if you're frozen, you take extra damage from, like, blunt damage. Stop healing. Oh. I just realized how little health I had. Spell you class life now. Do the old life shuffle. Hard to do. You're having trouble thinking of how to make stunned and paralyzed different. I I think really what it comes down to is I think the best way I've seen it is if you're stunned, you are incapable of doing anything. If you're, or one is you're, it doesn't necessarily have to be this way because you can use the language to do it either way, really, based on just paralyzed, stunned. One removes your ability to act. The other, you have a chance of not acting, is the best way I've seen it done. So if you have one, it's like, oh, yeah, I can, One second, guys. I need to go help Siri with something while she's not feeling well. 1 second. You're back. In Monster Hunter, stunned monsters are knocked down and flare around. Paralyzed, they're unable to do anything at all. So, like, in that case, I'd make it so, like, paralyzed is like no evasion, low defense. Whereas stunned, like a higher chance to crit. Hope Siri's fine. She's fine. And she needed a blanket. She's got the shivers. I got her all packed up and I got her situated with everything she needed, so. She's right here, right behind me. So as soon as, if she needs anything, she just needs to call and I help her out. I think I've got what it takes to face off with Pazuzu now. Poison and burning are interesting because I would say poisoned you could accentuate with, like, poisoned is a dot with a low chance of not being able to act. Whereas burning, I would say, would just be like a stronger dot with maybe increased vulnerability to further fire damage. I mean, those are just some ideas I had. And then, of course, it comes down to also elemental type. So you have, like, poison, which is earth-based, fire-based, frozen, paralyzed, which would be electricity-based, lightning-based. And then you have non-elemental conditions, like stunned, bleeding, which you could do something like increases earth damage because poisons and various things like that can get into your bloodstream if you're bleeding, on top of just being a non-elemental dot. Alright, Birdman. Let me heal up, save, and then I'll kick your butt. Haha, you cannot catch me. Wait. But I closed... The floor above him is closed off. The floor above him is closed off. I don't know where he ran off to. Yeah, so far, like, in this game, like, one of the things that has got me, though, one of the big criticisms I have is, like, the weapon selection. You have a sword, you have an axe, and you have the claw. Strange enough, the claw is best used for magic or applying status effects. It's not great strength-wise, it's not great accuracy-wise, but it does have the ability to apply status effects on enemies, as well as the later one having the ability to instant kill. The axe is generally, so far in the game, been, like, the good weapon. Like, almost every time you get an upgrade for the sword, like, the axe is better. To the point where I'm sitting here like, why do we even have a sword? Playtime's over. Prepare to meet your doom, and you can forget about Captain Mac. Who? There's something I was supposed to be doing with a Captain Mac? Or... I'm assuming Arrow is going to work on him. Because he has wings. Weak against wind attack. And he can petrify. Stop that! Huh? Huh? But he repelled the attack. What? Well, if he repels this, then I'm boned, really. I don't know why he... Why did he repel one but not the other? Psych shield. So maybe that's what's making him be able to repel it. Stop doing that! Oh wait, don't... Petrify has got to be up there with the most annoying status ailments. It is, especially in games like this, where if the entire party, which in this case is 2 people, both get petrified at the same time, it's auto game over. And he can sit there and just do it like 3 rounds in a row, just petrify, petrify, petrify. So if you don't keep up on it when he starts doing it... The Psych Shield. So that protects him from the spells. Which on our side means it gets a good chance to just heal. Well, he has Psych Shield up, because he'll drop it on his own. And it looks like a physical attack will drop the psych shield. I'm really worried the fact that we have done about 1,500 or over 10,000, 15,000 damage to him, and he hasn't gone into phase 2 yet. That or he doesn't have a phase 2, and we just, you know. Oh no, he's in a different pose now. Maybe we did finally get him into phase 2. I think it caught it saying that the windstorm is, or the psych shield is down, so I should be able to do this. Oh! That's okay. Go back to the Ouija board where you came from. Wait, I thought I saw a psych shield come down? Okay, that would come down. Real quick. Let's try and get her unstatue. Nope, we're dead. This boss fight is BS. And no, not heal, not heal. Cure. I know they mean the same thing. But one is very helpful right now, and one is not at all. You do that, and you cure us. Come on, you can do this. Strong against that, strong against this, strong against everything. Your stupid shield is down now. You think it's BS that most bosses are resistant to status ailments or immune? I'm with you. I mean, that's how I beat Final Fantasy 13 back in the day. I'm sure I've told this story before, but yeah. Most of the damage I did to Orphan, the final boss of Final Fantasy 13, was through just constantly bombarding it with, like, keeping it poisoned for the entire fight. It took like 45 minutes to beat it that way, but at least it was vulnerable to poison. Most bosses don't even give you that. I was impressed because it's the final boss. How often do you get to do poison the final boss? And sure enough, you can beat it that way. Alright, now the Psych Shield is down. I'm somewhat suspicious at this point. We fought him for a good long while, and he hasn't stone-beaked anyone. Which makes me nervous. Cure her, and Kaylee, you attack with your axe. Oh no! Okay, Stonebeak didn't hit me. Means this should work? Yeah, the Psycho Shield is down. Spells. Let's make sure to keep everyone topped off at this point, because I have no idea where this is going to go. Crazy psycho bird demon. There! Victory! We have defeated the Pazuzu. Now we get to ride the elevator. And the wind crystal has been returned to sitting over on the corner there, I guess. I love that these things don't have any sort of special place. They just show up randomly. Like, it's not like the crystals are apparently important for any reason. According to the backstory, they used to be all in the focus tower. We don't take him to the focus tower. Just want to grab it. All right. Spell. Exit. We got your kid back. Give us treasure. Something. I don't remember why we were getting the kid back. You're not the kid. $15 and $12, that's $27. $37. $43. So these outdated armors do not add their defense to mine. Only the most up-to-date armor, fancy armor, adds defense to mine. It was great when the wind calms like this. Basement? Nope, don't have the Mobius one. And apparently, according to the instruction manual, that is the Mobius tile. And here I thought it just looked like a, you know, pair of eyeballs. Something. Hey, where did Norma go? Mobius crest is buried at Spencer's place. If we had it, we could reach the ship dock from here. But Spencer's place is like that dirty hole underneath the house, right? We still have Captain Mac to worry about. Spencer said you'd help. Reuben, you're okay. Yeah, and guess what I found when I fell? A stairway to the top of the focus tower. Stairway? I've got it! If we refill the dry lake, we can save Captain Mac. How? With the power of breakfast available until 10:30 on weekdays and 11:30 on weekends. You're really trying to push this McDonald's joke, aren't you? I don't have anything else. Go to Spencer's tunnel, set a bomb there, and the water will spill from Upper Lake and spill into the dry lake. But Spencer's tunnel has caved in. There's one way. If you power the Rainbow Road machine with Thunder Rock, you can reach Spencer's place. Dad'll know about this. Kaylee, would you take care of Norma? Reuben and I know the focus tower well, so we'll be back from Fireburg in no time. Of course. I really don't care. You guys can do whatever you want. Reuben joined. With his partner, Patty Melt. Still can't go from there. I'm assuming we can go up from there once we've powered the Rainbow Road with Thunder Rock. This sounds like an album from like the 70s. Now we get to go on the Grand World Tour where we get to go back to all the places we've already been and... So we can save Captain Mac. Who I don't think I've ever met. How much you want to bet Captain Mac's going to turn out to be the old guy that's been floating on a cloud and giving us cryptic clues all the time? I can see that being him. Be careful when you use the mega grenade. Right, Where's Ruben's dad? Ruben's house. Okay. You can tell because he likes live music. You can't let the monster get the best of you. That's nice. You're not... Where's Ruben's... Oh no, he's in the bed. That's right. It's really hard to make out that that's a face. Ryan, have you ever heard of Thunder Rock? Of course, wait a second. Here, take it. Thanks. What the heck? You just had it? Shouldn't we go on a quest or something to obtain it? No, we're running out of disk space. Get out of here. I gotta get out of this place. I'm really curious what the caves, like that one over on the edge there. And there's another one up by the Rainbow Road and the tower up here. What are those? They go someplace? Found some thunder rock, eh? Power up complete. Now you can go to Spencer's place. Get on my hair. You don't have any hair. You're bald. Shut up! I used to have a full head of hair before you kids started poking around here. Bigger Rainbow Road. Spencer's place. Let's blow up that area with a mega grenade. We blew up the area with the mega grenade. We did it! Let's tell Kaylee. Wait, I want to explore. Whoa. Talk about mind-boggling physics. I can't do anything there. I need to find another way to blow up that thing from the outside because it won't let me use bombs in the little tunnels. Why? I don't know. Wouldn't want to cave in? We've already caved in. It had nothing to do with my grenades. My grenades are safe. Go this way and see if there's a way I can blow it up. Or maybe get in the water. I'll take that ability to get into the water, please. Yeah, there we go. Voila! I have made a cave. Behold my prowess as a cave chef. I don't know why I'm bothering with this. All this is to get the Mobius strip tile, which probably is not very useful to me at this point in the game. But who knows? Maybe it'll be totally useful and there'll be a super secret awesome thing that you can only get if you've done this entire story. All the bits and pieces. It just goes back and forth. Okay. Now, using the Mobius strip, we should be able to reach Captain Mac. I think. And once we reach Captain Mac's flying circus... we can save the world from... Holy cow, have they not introduced the primary antagonist of this game yet? Whoa. Yeah, be careful when you get the Mega Grenade. So that strip connects Fireburg and Windia. Where's this one go? To the ship dock, of course. Which is where? Oh. Hi, Boat. Bodie McBoaterson? Nice to see you. Kind of far out there. Can't quite reach you. Maybe if I build more bridge. To do that, I need lumber. Oh, the trees are planted like Mobius strips too. Wait, do I have enough lumber to get to the bridge? Alright, you confuse me. I don't know what to do with this. Okay, so the ship dock, yes. We can get to the ship dock, but I don't know what to do once we're there. Old man, you have wisdom. The Mobius crest is buried at Spencer's place. If we had it, we could reach the ship dock from here. Okay, but... Okay, we're just gonna go to bed then, I guess. Good night. I'll sleep on it. Don't look at me, old man. I don't want to be looked at when I do this. So we blew up the lake. We got the ship set. We got the Thunder Rock. We've got the Mobius tile. What now, Otto? Thanks to you, the lake is beautiful as ever. Fantastic. That's wonderful. That doesn't help. What does this do? The Coage Temple. Are these long caves where I can't see where I'm going necessary for this game? Like, is there a reason those are there? Alright. Well, okay. That's no good. I don't know what to do with that. Oh. Let's see. I have no idea. Ugh. And all it is for like a brown chest, which means it's just something I can buy in a shop. Now I can get to the ship dock. But I don't know what to do at the ship dock. How about some siege? Give me 10. Like, I see the boat. I want to go to the boat. But it won't let me go to the boat. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. That doesn't work. I can't jump. How do I signal the boat? Like, it looks like if I walk out here, I should be able to just go to boat. Is there a clue I'm missing somewhere? Yo, has Captain Mac come back? I don't know. His boat's here, but is he? I don't... You did it! At last the world's saved! Hope you're happy with the locket. About some explosives. Sure. You can see forever. Forever. Yeah, I'm stumped. Like, everything else has been very, like, one leads into the other. But now that we've got that boat thing figured out, and the ship dock... Oh, wait, no, that's right, he said tell Kaylee, right? Oh, shoot, I'm a dummy. Been running around trying to figure out all this stuff. It worked! The ship is afloat! Thanks, I'll head there now. But the ship's full of monsters. Let us go first. Why is the ship full of monsters? Give this to Captain Cap to Dad when you find him. Then he'll know I'm coming. But your dad is Captain Mac? Did we ever establish that? Oh wait, no, I have to... Stupid. I have to go through the thing to get to the dock, to get to the ship that has the monsters and fight the monsters to get the... This is why I don't normally stream 2 days in a row. My brain becomes all fuzzled. Oh, now the boat's here. Wow, these monsters are really decked out. So Meteor is an earth spell in this one, and Flare is a fire spell. Which I guess makes sense, but I already have Fire and Quake for those. This is me. I want to use wind on them. You can use white. Come on. This feels like the most paddingest padding here. But then again, every like dungeon has had a big padded extra dungeon before the actual dungeon this game. Like we had the mines before we had the we had the volcano before we had the lava dome. We had the mountain where the wind was coming from. Before we had the Pazuzu's Tower. I guess this is probably that for like whatever the final dungeon's gonna be. I don't know. We still haven't got any answers about who the heck that old man on the cloud is. So, if it wasn't for the fact that he's constantly helping us with stuff, I would say he's our handy dandy ally, but this fall, yeah, it's a pitfall. Okay. Oh, you can just push the barrels. Well, don't I feel like a big smart? I just don't know why there are monsters on the ship, I guess. And a ninja, I guess. Does he qualify as a monster? Trying to break them was your first thought too? Yeah, I mean, you see, like, that's how everything else in this game has worked. Like, barrels are made of wood. Wood comes from trees. I chop down the trees. It makes sense to break up the barrels. But instead, we get all these funny-looking enemies, and these are just more of the same dudes that we fought in the tower, too, which... And ninjas, I guess. I feel like that scene in Disney's Alice in Wonderland where it's... The so-and-so, la, 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 and the king. I know you know life, Ruben. It's like the only spell you know. No! Yeah, she's okay. She's just coughing. Most of her cold has been congestion based, so she's been coughing and everything quite a bit. Hard to talk. It's really bad because she's actually had a really like busy week at work with like a big project due and everything. And then she came down with this in the middle of it. I don't even know where that compares to everywhere else. There's a stair up there. Okay, so up there is where we were. So we were talking about this on the Discord a little bit, but Ruben's here's official art and armor was reminding us of Samurai Pizza Cats quite a bit. Which is valid, really. You ever see it? It looks just like the Samurai Pizza Cat's outfit from the early 90s. You just can't get a good tell on it from behind. But it looks like robotic samurai armor. Let's see here. Oh. Oh. Uh-oh. That could have been bad. Real bad. Come on, bring him back to life. Now he's dead. It's gonna hit you two both with wind. Get rid of you. You're annoying me. Okay. Trying to figure out where the heck everything is. But so far, it looks like I'm going in a big loop. I don't know how to get out of it. I think here. Oh, but he didn't heal himself. This is where the barrels were. Okay, so now we're back to exactly where we were. Also, Ruben's armor looks like a Gundam. Yes, it does. It looks like if you shoved a person inside of a Gundam. Congratulations, we've officially made it back to where we were like 10 minutes ago. This is just awful. Spells. Eat space rocks. Which I'm actually kind of surprised. Did they never make a Gundam series where the people like fused with the Gundams to become like power armor? It seems like that seems like a natural fit for that series. And great, we're back on the deck. That was pointless. Where does this one lead? That was the one we went into the very first time that got us nowhere. Well, I know they did that for Digimon. I'm asking if they ever did it for Gundam. Oh. I think it doesn't fit with Gundam. They did have a Gunpla fighting anime. I mean, I will say it doesn't fit with really with the narrative of the Universal Century timeline. But you had G Gundam. You can't tell me that it doesn't fit at all. Yeah, G Gundam. I say just in tone, I think G Gundam would probably be the closest fit. But that's what made me think like it could work. You could do it. Oh, he's out of magic. It wouldn't even cut into like the merch model sales because you could totally do it with it, like sell the pre-fused versions of the mechs. Iron-blooded orphans have the pilots hooked up to the Gundam via an adapter surgery into their spine. That sort of works. A little darker in tone than I was thinking, but... Okay, so there's nothing... So there's a way to get to the mast, maybe. If we can climb up the mast, we might be able to get to other parts. That's assuming you actually can climb up the mast, and I'm just not making something up in my head. They actually introduced the Final Fantasy VII weapons into Final Fantasy XIV by using a Gundam plot, where essentially like they're trying to train kids into becoming pilots for these giant knockoffs of Ultima weapon that they made, Emerald, Ruby, Sapphire, etc. And because of that, I don't know if that's going to work. Because of that, they ended up like torturing the kids, and like they get like fused into it. And when they activate the super hyper mega drive of the mechs, it ends up fusing their bodies and souls into the machines. So it's nuts, but it's really well done storyline. And there are explicit Gundam callouts throughout the course of it. Are there videos of that in YouTube? You want to see that? Yeah, if I think it's called the Tears of Werlyt, which is Werlyt storyline. You should be able to find the cutscenes somewhere online. But yeah, all the kids are like orphaned kids from nations that the Empire took over, and they're using them as test pilots in these experiments. And they think if they do this, they'll like be able to be seen as actual like people by the Empire after it. It gets dark in places, but it's also like got some really great Gundam stuff in it. It do sound like it can exist in the UC, actually. You know, other than the fact that it takes place like explicitly in the Final Fantasy XIV universe, and the mechs are weird ancient technology left behind by a long-lost super advanced civilization. I mean, the actual narrative fits pretty well, actually. Like, they made no mistake when they first introduced it that this is explicitly supposed to be a Gundam send-up storyline. And I kind of ate it up. Do I have... No, I don't have a white left. Okay. Wait, what did I do? Okay. Spell, cure, both of you. You attack. There, done. And I will say the only thing you really need to know for the Werlyt storyline, it's either Tears of Werlyt or Shadows over Werlyt, something like that. But the only thing you really need to know about it in terms of like pre-done stories or like background is that the main guy you're following, besides the Warrior of Light, is a guy named Gaius Belzar. He used to be top dog general for the Empire, defected once he found out that the Empire was being run by an more evil organization in the shadows, and he's been trying to hunt them down, but he was essentially raised these orphan kids, so he's trying to come and save them from themselves and the Empire's experiments. That's the only backstory you really need to know for it. Other than that, it's fairly self-contained. None of the other characters really come from other stuff. Wanted to see what this gives me. Ooh, this gives me immunity to sleep and resistance against wind. Hey, Captain.
Isn't that my Captain Cap?
Kaylee asked us to give it to you. Are you okay? Dad, I was worried about you. You look awful.
I'm okay, but I have some bad news. The Dark King. Prophecy.
Dad, tell us about your prophecy later. Let's cure your wounds at Windia first.
But...
And she just hijacked him.
Okay, I guess I haven't recovered from all that fall off the bridge.
Ruben, let's get you back to India and put them. We don't have enough beds in Windia. Why'd the music turn awesome?
There you are.
Spencer, Phoebe's been looking for you.
I met her at the end of Windia, and now she wants to see you. We're done here. Let's go.
Right. See you, kid. So we're going to the inn? Ruben's hurt. I like how he spins around a couple times before he falls over. I'm surprised you made it here with such a bad wound. Off to bed with you. Right, you're going to need to hear Mac's news. You're not going to like it. Phoebe joined. I'm guessing I'm going to have her for a little bit because she's level 34. Where's... Okay, so Mac was in this house. No. Nope. Go back. I guess we'll find out about Mac's news next time.